this is the clever aiming strategy that I know categorically will bring your scores below that 90 mark. Like, I'm talking about aim in general, so just actually what you have to aim first.
What do people think you'd aim first then?
Well, people actually think they have to aim their body first, but they need to aim their ball. Well, actually, I'll tell them what they need to aim in a second. Also, I'm very excited about telling you how to aim when the ball is above your feet, when the ball is below your feet, and wait for it. It's here, the whiteboard. This is really going to help me explain how you aim.
I should hope it bloody does, because of your reaction when the Amazon delivery guy put it on the drive.
It's like a kid at Christmas is how I describe it. Anyway, it's going to help me explain.
I hope it's the best £8 I've ever spent.
£8?
Yeah.
I thought it was less than that, sorry, I ordered the wrong one.
That's what you pay for next day delivery.
But my point is, it's going to help me explain how you aim when there is wind. So, into a hole just like this. This is a tough hole, bunkers everywhere, but also off the tee. So let's just start with general aim.
So how far actually is it to the flag?
We have 148 yards downhill. And look how tricky that is. There's bunkers left, there's actually a bunker right, there's like a mound short. Pretty intimidating shot, right? I'm thinking a little 7-iron. It's early morning, one of the first shots of the day. Let's not bite off more than we can chew. So let's start off in this video and showing everybody just generally how to aim. And this is really important. Let me just show you this. We don't need alignment sticks to start with, actually. Let's just throw a ball down here. This is so important. If I walk into this shot, which so many of us do, and you'll do this like without even knowing, and I walk in and I aim my shoulders straight at that flag. Let's say I'm aiming at that flag and aim my shoulders straight at that flag, okay? Down there.
I think that's right.
Well, yeah, this is what I mean. I explain this in so many lessons and they go, yeah, but that's what I've been told to do. That's how you should aim, isn't it? If you're firing a gun, aim your shoulders straight down there. Like, hopefully you can sort of see that. Can you see that? Shoulders straight down at the flag. Now, if I just put my golf club down here, like this, you can see now, if I grab an alignment stick, how actually my ball to target line now, I'm going to say near that tree. You're going to say near that tree, Em? If you put two parallel lines down?
Yeah.
Like two parallel lines, that parallel?
Yeah.
So that, you could hit a flush shot, right? And you're going to miss the green. And then straight away you're going, oh, was that a bad swing? Was that a good swing? Was it aim? So this is where so many of us go wrong. A lot of right-handers will aim to the right of target. A lot of left-handers will aim to left of target because we're not quite sure. Or we'll go completely opposite if we slice it and aim so far left it's untrue. Or do we need to do this? It's really, really easy. I'll use some alignment sticks to start with, but you don't need them in general. Like you don't need this on the golf course. You obviously couldn't do this. First thing.
Well, the alignment sticks are quite good to have. Like the amount of drills that you've done that use alignment sticks,
100%.
You'll definitely get your money's worth.
Talking of £8 on a whiteboard, £8 for some alignment sticks or whatever they are on Amazon.
Yeah, I think you got three for that. Or
3 for that? Yeah.
And they came in a nice little.
Tube. Okay, so what I want you to do first is aim your ball to target line first. I'm going to do this by just illustrating it with some alignment sticks. So straight away, I would always stand directly behind my golf ball when trying to aim. I would then place 2 sticks down. Let's just say the flag is our target here, to be fair, to start with. Let's say that now is my ball to target line. Just testing my aim this. Let's stay at the flag, are we saying that in?
Let's have a look.
Maybe a little right, let's go a little for the left. Okay, build that in. Are you saying that? I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you're making some slight adjustments there with the aim. It's only a case of a slight... Basically, if I was looking at this, I'm thinking, oh God, I don't want to spend 5 minutes.
100% no. But my point is, now we're aiming generally in the direction of the flag, whereas before, we're aiming at that, well, it looks like a Christmas tree. In the far distance. Yeah. So, that's key. Get your ball to target line done first. Then, you can then get your feet line, your hip line and your shoulder line to run parallel with that. Now, you probably get some questions down below in the comments like, what do you do if you draw, what do you do if you fade? I would always start off with a base of where I want the ball to start and finish, and then to draw, slightly move, and then to fade, slightly move. But always start with a baseline that is straight to target, because otherwise you lose your perception of where you are. So, So always aim your ball to target line first and then throw in your feet.
I think it's a really good point actually what you said about you ruling out the fact that it could be the aim that's wrong. So if you've been working on something, let's say some drills you've been working on but your aim's wrong, you might think that you've been working on that drill wrong when actually it's the aim that's the problem.
I didn't think of that. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. And then you then start beating yourself up thinking you're going worse when actually it's something as fundamental as aim.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely need to show it without the alignment sticks and how you personally visualise it.
Okay, shall we hit this one first and I'll show them on the ball above feet and below feet?
Yeah.
Okay, then the whiteboard's coming out.
Oh God, the whiteboard.
Okay, here we go. So this is my first shot of the day. I'm a little bit stiff, just throwing the excuses in there. Here we go. I'll tell you what, that's straight down the pipe. Maybe a little left side of the green. But dancing, we are dancing, and that's the first shot this morning. You look really surprised.
No, do you know what? I was looking at the ball and I did think it was going to roll at the back, but then...
Oh, that's in that shadow. You underestimated me. Okay, let's go ball above feet, so just a few yards over here first. As Em said, importantly, I need to show you this and how you aim without the alignment sticks, because obviously if you're playing in a comp on a Saturday, Sunday, whatever, you can't use your alignment sticks. But first, we'll build that into the ball above feet. And this is key. So why I know this is going to help you break 90 is if you aim wrong, you'll constantly miss greens. You won't get up and down every time. Fact, we just won't. We're not Sevi Ballesteros. Ballesteros? I feel like I've said that wrong. We're not Sevi. Also, if the ball's above our feet and we aim wrong, the ball's going to do something totally different. So when the ball is above your feet for a right-handed golfer, the ball is going to want to start a little left of your anticipated start line and move with right to left curvature. Okay, so another word you hear about that, move with more draw bias. So now when I'm building in this aiming strategy, I'm standing behind and I'm pointing my start line, I would say 5-10 yards right of that flag, because I'm anticipating the ball to start a little left and move with right to left curvature. Now actually, the more slope you have, the more it will curve and start left. And you might not know this, which is fine, but actually the more loft you have in your hand, the further the ball will start left of your anticipated start line.
So what club have you got there, sorry?
I've got 7-iron. But like I was saying, Ems, if you've got more loft in your hand, I mean, I wouldn't use 8-iron here because I couldn't reach, but the ball would actually start further left. And if you had 9-iron in your hand, it would start even further left. So there's a bigger impact, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's do this. This is how I'd visualize it. So I'm going to aim probably middle of that bunker on the right edge of the green. And actually, if we look closely, to build that ball to target line, that little bit of dirt there is a perfect little marker for me. Okay? So, just going to stand behind so I don't lose where I am with this. I'm going to get that aim. I'm going to walk in. I'm going to point my club straight at that little mark. And I'm imagining a line, okay, straight back. And have a look at this in player cam. I'll put this on with the GoPro here. You can sort of see straight back a line to where I'm pointing that golf club and sort of making a 90-degree angle. Now, I'm going to build my feet, my hips and my shoulders parallel to that. And actually, I'm aiming quite a way right of target here, but it's the aiming strategy I have to have when the ball is above my feet. Are you going to ask me to hit the shot as well?
Do people find that that will look a bit exaggerated?
100%.
You know, you do quite a lot of on-course lessons with your clients. Like, do you think they'll think, oh God, there's no way I'm going to get to where I want to be?
100%. I even if I set up a seasoned golfer here, they'd be like, whoa, I feel like I'm aiming way right. I never thought about that. But you ask them, where do you constantly miss it when the ball's above your feet? They go, well, I miss it way left.
Just got to trust the process.
Exactly that. And you got to just, there's no other word you need to do than what you just said, Em. You got to trust the process. Well, a word, not a phrase. Phrase. No other phrase that you got to have is than trust the process. Let's hit the shot. Now, I want to say what a difference I think this is going to have on your score when you actually get the aim right. You hit more greens, more 2-point opportunities. Actually, no, let's rephrase that. More 3-point opportunities. You'll be setting your sights more on 85 than just breaking that 90 mark. Okay, watch this ball flight and watch where it starts and finishes. Look at it curling round. Curling round, finishing just right at that flag. Whoa. See how it curled round? That's exactly what I was meaning. I'm really pleased with that strike. I'm feeling right this morning. I have to get on a plane. Right, let's briefly, I'm really excited to get into this wind. I've been wanting to use this whiteboard as soon as it arrived. We'll have to go a few yards closer, but we won't hit this shot, we'll leave this one. But I think just show you, when the ball's below your feet, you now need to, the first thing is move your ball to target line left, because the ball's going to want to start to the right, and it's going to want to move with left to right curvature for a right-handed player.
So it's the opposite, literally the opposite.
Exactly that, yeah, exactly that. Which is why I don't think we need to hit the shot really. Also, it's a lot harder. Okay, so if I was to aim at the flag, like we showed on the original flat line normal shot, the ball would probably end up near this tree on the right. So what I do is I move my ball to target line. Now let's say left edge of the green, if you were standing behind. Is that about right? Am I going left edge of the green there, doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you would stand in with your feet, and then you would see the ball move onto target this way. So simply, your aiming strategy, oh nearly, let's do it again. Your aiming strategy, when the ball is below your feet, just aim slightly to the left edge of the green. And on that point, again, like I said earlier, the more slope, the more you've got to aim. And when you've got more loft in your hand, the bigger effect that slope's going to have on your starting line relative to where you're aiming. Let's talk wind. Now, this is where I've got to get all a bit arty. So let's imagine we're hitting our shot from here. I'm going to try and draw this green shape. It's a bit of sort of like that, okay? We're hitting in this direction, okay? So a little bit like that. Right, now I want you to think about the quadrant method. So if I broke this green up into 4, so we go 1, let's be in section 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're hitting from here, don't forget, right? Bear with me, I know there's a lot of lines going on here, but this is how I explained it to David. David plays at Bramwell Park, really good golfer, now got his confidence back, now back playing in the Wednesday section, exactly what I want to hear. But we needed to talk about aim. So, David plays a little bit of a draw shot, but I'll explain this if you play a fade shot too. So we said, if there is wind off his right shoulder, so travelling in this direction, he needs to be aiming more to quadrant number 4, because that's going to push his ball into the middle. If there's no wind, because he plays a draw shot, he's going to be aiming between quadrant 3 and 4. So he's always aiming to the middle of the green. He's always aiming for his ball to finish on the green with that right to left curve. However, if he had the wind off his left hand side, he now would aim in the middle of quadrant number 3, because this wind is going to buffer his ball in this direction on its whole flight. It's not going to draw as much, okay? That was the first thing. So if you play a draw shot and the wind's off your right and left, that's how it works. Oh, how satisfying is that? Oh, get that off there.
So, ASMR.
Here's a bit of ASMR. Any questions there? Am I explaining that right?
I'm following.
Okay, perfect. So let's now imagine if you play a fade shot, right? No wind, I'd always be expecting you to play and aim always around the number 2 quadrant. So just on the sort of left side of the green for the ball to finish in the middle. If the wind was off our left shoulder and we already play a fade, we want to be aiming towards number 1 quadrant, okay? If the wind was off our right shoulder, our fade's going to be minimized, so we're going to aim towards a number 3 quadrant, okay?
It's a bit like a contingency plan.
100%.
If the wind takes over your ball, effectively. That's how I'm seeing it.
Exactly that. Now, just think about it this way, right? If the wind's off your right shoulder as a right-handed golfer and you play a left to right shot, you can aim more towards the middle. Okay, as simple as that. If you're a drawer of the golf ball and the wind's off your left shoulder now, you can aim more towards the middle. So essentially, if the wind is the opposite to your shot, then you've got a much better chance of aiming towards the middle. The more the wind's off your shoulder where it's promoting more of your shot, then you're going to want to aim further out. But just so you can think about this really nice and simply, when you're playing, split the green into 4. Okay, when you're looking at it, go, okay, I've got quadrant 1, which is a bit of fringe and green. Quadrant 2, which is left side of green. Quadrant 3 should be slap bang in the middle. And quadrant 4 should be on that right edge, so right fringe and right green, okay? I never really want to aim outside of this, because then we're sort of going, okay, if I'm trying to score a field goal, Would you ever try and aim outside of it? Probably not, right? You might aim at the post if there's a bit of wind, or you might do a little bit, but you would never go outside of it. So, really nice and simple. If you play a draw shot, we want to be aiming on a standard, sort of between 3 and 4. The more you have your wind off the right, you want to be aiming more towards the 4. The wind off the left, more towards the 3. If you play a fade shot, no wind, we're going to sort of be aiming on the number 2. If there's more wind, you're going to be aiming towards the 1. And if the wind's off your right, you're going to be aiming sort of at number 3 or between 2 and 3. Okay? This is going to help you with hitting more greens with this aiming strategy. The aiming strategy from the tee with a bit of wind.
And your whiteboard.
My whiteboard. I feel like it's so much easier. So, this is the hole we're talking about out here. It's a beautiful hole. You can see the coast down there. This is a par 4, dog leg to the left. Beautiful. Okay, so let's just do fade and we'll do draw briefly because I don't think many of us actually draw it off the tee. So let's just say this is our fairway. Okay, we've got a bunker up here, we've got a bunker down here, right?
Wow, that's...
We're hitting from here in this direction.
Okay.
Again, I want you to think about splitting your fairway into quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 being the left semi, 2 being the left side of the fairway, 3 being the right side of the fairway, 4 being the right semi, okay? If you fade the golf ball, I would always encourage you to start your ball towards quadrant number 2, at your aim. So that ball to target line, aim it at number 2. The more you get that wind off the left, the more we're going to start to aim towards quadrant 1, because that ball is going to be cushioned by that wind and pushed further to the right, okay? If the wind is then off our right side, we want to be aiming maybe at 3 if there's lots of it, or between 2 and 3, so the wind sort of buffers that golf ball. And it would simply just be the complete opposite. You'd be talking about numbers 4 and 3 if you draw the golf ball. But really, like, I don't think many of us do that. So for me, that fades it. I'm going to give you my whiteboard, Emily. I would be aiming today, I'm thinking sort of where these trees hang down on the sort of left-hand side of this fairway as my start line to get this ball back into the fairway. So let's hit it. As Chris said, get to the right side of the tee, aim it down the left, and watch it come back. Started a little further left than I thought, but we're still getting that fade. Whoa.
The models work, the quadrant model.
Yeah, and I think I like what you said. It's a contingency plan. So when you're not playing your best, you've got something to go at and work to. Thanks so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I know you're going to lower your scores.
And I think we should have a vote. Whiteboard, no whiteboard.
Please, come on, vote for the whiteboard. I want it out again.
I'm interested to see what other drawings you're going to do, because, yeah, we'll leave that one there.
Picasso. Thanks for watching.